On the roll, Trustee McAvoy?
Present.
Trustee Curry? Here. Trustee Hagan?
Here.
And Trustee Clemstein.
Here.
Can we stand for the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
From the floor, Al, you got honors.
Oh, okay. I've never done this, so I really don't know what the procedure is. My name is Al Roble. I live at 2027 Sunnyside Beach. I'm all in favor of this no left turn. But we're seeing more and more commercial traffic that I'm believing, from my past experience working, are trucks that are overweight. In fact, quite a few semis coming down Fairview. Either coming down Fairview off of Chapel Hill, or coming down Fairview and then making a left from Johnsburg Road. I don't know what the answer is, other than me trying to get their license plate numbers and calling in, but they don't belong there. And we're getting some younger families who have kids in the neighborhood, and I'm just concerned about that traffic.
Is it posted?
It is posted. It's posted at both ends. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Al. We'll see if we can watch it.
Yeah, I mean, we're sitting at the intersection at least 4 hours a day,
Yeah.
on and off. So, you know, we've got over 300 traffic stops and over 100 tickets written at that intersection.
Yeah.
So if there was a semi, I promise you,
It's a bigger ticket, right?
you know, I mean, again, you think we're 4 of 24 hours a day, we're sitting at that intersection, trying to, you know, obviously deal with
Yesterday
the
was
left turn.
absolutely hilarious. There's a whole string of cars, and there's one guy in a white car with his left turn signal on. And he could see the cop, and he still made a left-hand turn. I couldn't help but stand there and laugh.
Yeah.
I don't know how much more we can post, we got flashing signs and everything.
Well, I know about
And the whole idea is with the roundabout, they can go through the roundabout faster than they can turn left off of Fairview
Most of
by
the
the
time.
bridge.
Yeah.
And it eliminates a hazard of somebody getting...
I'm not concerned so much about the left turn. They'll learn eventually. I'm more concerned about these commercial trucks and semis that are coming down from Fairview.
Is that labeled for the,
It's got a registration limit on it, so
For weight.
it already has its weight
Its weight.
restriction
12,000
on it.
pounds or per axle or something.
So if only D plate
yeah.
and lower can travel on.
When they come over here, one of your guys had somebody pull over already for
Yeah.
a legal left turn.
Well, Keith knows about it, he'll keep his eye on it.
Thank you.
See what we can do about it. Okay. Joe Johnson.
Same with me, I never did this before either.
That's okay.
It's okay.
I'm here in regards for a bus stop shelter. It was supposedly supposed to be on the agenda for this month, but it's not. So, somebody else was here last month
What was that for?
addressing this.
Pace bus stop?
Yes,
The Pace bus stop. Who was the advertising?
on May. My niece is handicapped and she's on that stop every morning. They
They
don't cut it, they don't cut the grass.
Okay.
And they barely do the snow. It's at the end of the sidewalk for the village. It doesn't go any further than that, so they don't address it a lot. She's standing out there in the street with her back to the traffic. She's gonna get hit.
Are you talking about Pete?
May Avenue.
Yeah, and are you talking about?
We put a bench out there. The neighbors all got together, put a bench out there. Somebody stole the bench or the village took it.
We didn't take it, we
Oh,
didn't take it, we're
right.
gonna put another one back there for you.
Yeah.
Well, we heard about it.
Yeah, I've had a lot of communications back and forth with different people that were involved.
Right.
Eddie Klein.
I'm her uncle,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
they asked me to come tonight.
Oh, and good, I'm glad, because, I've
She
spoken
lives
to
with me.
Eddie Klein and Kelly Klein.
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
You know, it's all been on Facebook,
Right.
which is fine
Right,
and good, but
right.
until somebody comes here and speaks with us.
Right,
you
I'm
can
here.
only do so much. Yeah,
I'm
no,
here.
I appreciate it, but.
I mean, I looked into it a little more today, and they got a thing that you can call a hotline number for the PACE to support bus shelters, so I'm gonna contact them tomorrow or whatever, but I don't know if you guys can help out or whatever.
I think we spoke, nobody showed up last month.
Right.
But, or 2 weeks ago, or whenever it was.
Right.
but I brought it up, we discussed it.
Yeah.
And it sounded to me like everybody was in favor.
I mean, we've been here for 9 years,
To do
and
the
she's
bench.
been doing this for she's been getting on that stop for 9 years.
Right,
So-
so I think it was just a matter of, just correct me if I'm wrong, I thought we were talking somewhere in the right of way of what would work for her and work for...
What grade is she in?
She goes to the Pioneer Center, so it's a work training facility.
Yeah.
Did
But-
they pick her up then?
No,
Pioneer or no?
Taste us,
Taste.
Taste us.
Taste.
They drop her off at the door at nighttime, but she takes the bus during the day, or in the morning.
Okay, well, Tom brought it up the last 2 meetings, we talked about it the last meeting, so, I don't know, to give you an honest answer, I don't know where we're at with it. I know you were gonna get the bench put back or something.
Public Works has, Public Works, I talked to Davey, and he has parts, he can make the bench. Actually, when this first happened, I contacted our Public Works guys, I also contacted the township guys, because they were out here striping, and asked them if anybody took the bench by mistake, whatever. And
Somebody obviously stole it.
none of them have taken it.
Somebody stole
Is
it.
it in the township right away or ours? Do you know?
Talking to Claudette, I thought it was ours.
What,
I thought it was pretty clear it was
what's the
ours.
intersection?
May and Ringwood,
And Johnsburg.
or Johnsburg.
Yeah, that's ours.
Yeah, so,
I mean, it's a designated stop on their scheduled map, so,
yeah, but the township guys offered to make a bench, our
Yeah.
guys said they had the parts
Yeah.
to make the bench.
Yeah.
So, we can get the bench made, that's not a
Right.
problem, it's just, like, where do we put it, because we don't wanna put it somewhere that it doesn't work for her.
exactly.
But we also have to put it where we have.
Well, I've been going down there and cutting the grass myself. I've been trimming it down so she can at least stand on the grass and not be on the curb.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, I think we all see her out there all the
I
time.
mean, it's like they stop at the next street when they come to cut, I mean, they cut everything else up to there, and then they don't go any further, I don't know why. I mean, they snow blow it pretty good a lot of times, but the grass, they don't take care of. And that's basically the issue. She can't stand, and the grass is this high. She can't stand there, and if it's wet, she gets all her clothes wet before she's gotta go.
Sure.
Okay, we will check on it and see where Dave and our Public Works guys are at.
Okay,
Okay.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You've got his information, right? So
Yep, I got it all written down right now.
Keep in touch with you. and-
Good enough?
Yeah.
Okay,
Joel, can you give us your phone number just so we can?
I don't know if I can.
Yeah, nobody knows phone numbers, because you say, you talk to your Siri, dial me.
847? 641? 8042?
Okay.
And I can give you my sister's number too. That's her mother. They're both handicapped too, besides.
Okay.
Contact Chris. 847.
Okay.
276.
Okay.
8624.
Okay, we'll get it.
6.
Yep. 27686.
Thanks for hearing me out.
No, no
Thank you.
problem.
Thank
We'll
you.
get it addressed, don't worry, we'll take care of it. Okay. Georgia? I don't wanna...
Wiley.
Wiley, okay.
Like Riley with a B.
Okay, Wiley.
Yeah, so this is the night for newbies. So all of us are here for the same cause. They put some no fishing signs up by our pond, by your pond, that we live on the court there, all three of us in a row. We've never had issues
It's
there.
not our pond.
Well, who owns that pond?
The Lake Donwood Homeowners Association.
Different pond.
Okay.
This is a different pond. This is off of Hickory Way.
Yes.
Right.
And so this is the pond that's surrounded by,
The village
it's in the middle of a village lot.
Property.
Oh, I heard talking about the last one.
Right. Okay. So some of the pond, we might own part of the pond.
Right.
This one we completely surround.
But we don't own the far east side, I don't
Right.
think.
That's that's a different pond.
Okay, it's a different pond. Okay. Okay, Mrs. Biley.
Do we have the right pond here?
Yeah.
Well, there's several ponds.
You're talking about Hickory Way.
There are several ponds.
Is that Berwin?
It's on Berwin and Hickory, the pond I'm
Yep.
speaking of. Okay, so they put 3 signs up that says no fishing for out-of-town people, and we don't know why we have to look at these signs every day all the time, because probably a handful of people fish there. I've lived there 32 years, never had a problem. Couple guys come and fish for an hour, sometimes a dad or grandpa fishes with his child for a little bit, never had an issue. And now they have a sign like, they don't want, I don't know who, taking fish out of our pond, which is ridiculous that we have to look at this. I'm concerned about the maintenance of those signs. Johnsburg does not maintain that property. My one neighbor over here does. In fact, now with these signs, they're gonna grow weeds up around and create more bugs, and it looks tacky, it's that simple. And I don't see that we need them. We never had an issue in 32 years on that pond. And now all of a sudden, we have this fishing sign. And it's not that you can't fish, it's that you have to be a Johnsburg resident.
Let me explain how the signs got there, okay?
Okay.
The signs got there because people in the neighborhood requested those signs. Correct, Tom?
Yeah, the people that use, some of the people you speak of, that you see there fishing.
People that live 3 blocks away and don't look at the sign.
Right, no, I understand, but.
They were never asked.
No, I understand, I'm just explaining.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not here to argue with them.
But they, and, one of the people actually is on the committee, well, a couple of people are on the committee that, oversees the, open spaces.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the other half, but, so anyway, they brought up concerns about, and they even sent in pictures of like dead bluegills laying on the ice in the winter. Some, Wisconsin license plates on trucks and things and that, so they're the ones that brought it up as being a problem. And that's how it all started.
Well, it's very minimal.
What's that?
In a village meeting?
Absolutely.
Because I went back 2 years and I couldn't find anything, but this pond is only designated now with all the signs. This pond. You've got how many ponds around this village? And all of a sudden, this pond's gotta be with
Yep,
signs
signs.
in front of our
Well,
face.
and none of the other ponds got signs.
Well, the other pond, so that string of ponds, obviously, the Walgreens, like pond is completely private, the village has nothing to do with that. The next pond down the line has, the village owns some of the lots there in Lake Longwood. That pond, each homeowner around there, and the village is, one of the landowners there now, each one of the landowners go into that pond. It's an odd situation where their property lines actually go into the pond.
Oh, it's pie-shaped.
The next pond after that, Lake Dawnwood Homeowners Association surrounds that pond with a lot. So for whatever reason, every one of these ponds, it's a different situation. That's why we're treated differently.
Strictly, like now, when the village would have a situation like that, those that are owned by a subdivision, they have an SSA set up to maintain those ponds, okay? Because they're directly related to those subdivisions, okay? Back when that was all done, like Tom said, some of the lots go into the pond. Now, we recently got those lots by donation, okay? We didn't own them until recently, okay? And the lady came in and said, do you want land? And we want to, in the future, develop it more like a neighborhood park, maybe.
On this pond I'm talking about, our pond? The pond by our house.
It may be like, you might have like a tot lot there, we may put in, there's been talk at committee meetings about a fishing derby, maybe a little fishing pier for kids that could go there and fish on those ponds.
Who's gonna...
None of those are cast in stone, those are just ideas that have been presented to Tom and his committee at committee meetings, or, people who've asked Tom's. So the reason the signs came about was because there was people from out of town fishing the ponds and leaving, like they said, blue jails and stuff on the ice.
So how many incidents of that was there?
I don't know that.
I'm telling you, I lived there people, sometimes 3 weeks goes by, there's not one person there. It's not like it's a highly fished area. I just don't
I'm not arguing with
see
you,
cause
'cause I don't
for
live there.
these signs.
so
You
I
know,
don't
it just, you know, we should be trying to beautify this community instead of trashing it up with 3 signs on this little pond. I mean, it's just no cost. And like I said, it's gonna require maintenance as well. And I certainly hope we don't get a park. By a pond, that's not a good place for kids to have a park. But anyway, today I'm talking signs, so
No, that's
we're
fine.
hoping we can get rid of them. I actually came in here Monday because it was staked, and I asked what those stakes were for because I assumed something was gonna be happening, and nobody knew. And then they were gonna get back to me and didn't. On Tuesday, I called again, nobody knew. On Wednesday, I came in, no, I didn't come in Wednesday. Wednesday, they were putting the signs up. I go, now I know what those stakes are for, that
So
nobody...
you were here on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday?
I was here on Monday, I called on Tuesday. On Wednesday, I talked to the fellows putting the signs in, which of course they were just doing their job, and I understand that. And on Thursday, I came in and talked with, I think it's Tim, about this, and now here I am again.
Okay,
So,
thank you.
that's the story.
Laura McNulty.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I'm just with Georgia too, but, I just want to say, you know, we've been there for 30 years of this lovely view from our porch that we've had for 30 years, of this lovely green space that the community, in my 30 years, has respected and used it nicely, and, but what I'm disturbed about, a little different than Georgia, but it's just, we have this one sign, you know, right in the middle, completely has tarnished the beautiful view we had. And what I don't understand, the only thing that I'm questioning is if there's an ordinance, why are there 3 signs 50 yards apart stating the ordinance in this lovely green space? Couldn't just one sign do it if we have to have a sign? And, you know, if there's a stop sign, there's just one stop sign, right? There's not 3 stop signs, there's one stop sign. It's a lovely area, and it really has been marred, and I'm hoping that we could impress you to remove some or all of the signs. And at least the 3 of us, we are on, there's 3 residences on Berwyn Court that face that. I and Georgia, at least, I haven't heard from Gary, but we've never seen a problem. So it's just been a wonderful thing, and to have this beautiful green space marred is just so disappointing. I can't tell you, I almost cried. I almost felt like we got to sell the house. It's just, we've lost that beautiful thing that we've had for all these years, so that's it.
Okay,
But I'd
thank
like
you.
to know what, I do have a question about what recourse, now that we've stated our case, what do we do now?
Well, you stated your case. I'm gonna ask the trustees to go out there and look at the signs,
Okay.
see what they think about it. We'll do a further discussion on it. I don't know if every one of us is even clear. I'm not even clear what they looked out like because I haven't been down there since Tom
Exhibit A.
called me.
Thank you.
But-
No, we'll pass it back to you.
Thank you.
And I can tell you that the people that brought this in, they refer to that as their ice skating pond.
Yeah.
Because they grew up here, they were ice skating here. They-
Sure.
But like I said, they're the ones that go out there and fish, their kids go out there and fish.
But they don't live there.
No, and I'm just giving you a little background, so you understand that it's not, people were trying to be devious or, you know, it's just, from their perspective, they thought it was a good idea. But, you know, obviously, you know, from your perspective, it's completely different.
Everybody can come in and voice their opinion, and
Exactly.
we're gonna listen to them.
But if we knew that was a problem, we might have come in and stated what the issue is, that, you know, 3 signs is not necessary.
But understand, I don't think that,
Right, we're the ones that see it.
Mhm.
And then one, as you come up down the street, might be, it should be enough.
and I certainly don't think they, whatever neighbor had an issue with it, had any devious intentions. I just think maybe we need to rethink that beautiful little space there.
Sure.
And still, have the village, have the ordinance posted somewhere.
Whereabouts is that?
Hickory Way and Berwyn Court, so it's,
Across from the high school,
yeah,
down.
yeah,
Oh, the high
down
school.
half mile or whatever it is.
Thank you.
I
You're welcome,
actually
thank you.
think that it's gonna create more people come fishing there with the signs, because I think most people don't even realize you can fish there.
Kind of
Now that
straight line.
because people are stopping to read the signs now.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I think it's gonna
Kind of
create
reverse effect,
more people coming,
right.
and they're, you know.
They'll come from Canada.
And get our fish.
Hey Keith, I have a question for ordinance-wise. I think we might have passed someone who's on the ordinance committee, but that, how much signage do you need in there to, if an officer would write a ticket or if Randy would see somebody, how much do you need every 50 feet to be able to write that ordinance ticket then if somebody's doing it out of town, or?
We have to look it up, because
Okay.
like, along a roadway is different than on.
Private property or something, or well, it's public property now. of course.
Is there an ingress and egress for that property?
Yes, and that's where one of the signs is at, I know that.
So, I mean, if there's just, you know, signs sprinkled, you know, there, or is there an actual ingress and egress that would
Right.
make sense to have the sign posted?
Or even if we could do something from Public Works, Kevin, that's more pleasing to you guys, it still might be a sign, but it wouldn't be, like you're looking at a big aluminum thing with a white sign on it or something.
I would think to see egress and egress, you put one sign.
Greg, before we commit to something, let's see what
I
we
understand.
find out
Yep.
and what we can do. And the whole thing was, the whole intent was not to upset anybody. The whole
Yeah.
intent was to control it and keep village people in there and not have a lot of outside traffic. They're saying there wasn't a lot of outside traffic. The other people that came said there was a lot of outside traffic. I
Well,
mean,
we
but
see it every
they're all
day.
residents and, you know, we try to make everybody happy.
We are
We're
all
not-
residents, but I still say whoever complains.
Mr.
I've
Bottomley.
lived there. I've lived there 32
We'll-
years. I'm
we'll turn
telling
them
you,
over to
there's
you.
hardly ever anybody.
We'll turn them over to you.
Okay.
Mr. Bottomley?
No, we get ice fishers that come and go, and it's stuff, you know, it fluctuates, you know? I think my big thing is with you guys is, when we do get ice fishers, there can be 4 or 5 vehicles sitting alongside, and a plow comes through and goes, what? I can't get through. But I'm not seeing it with the.
We don't wreck the
with
ice
the
fishing,
sign.
it's fun either, I mean, but we, we're just trying to make it a better situation for everybody, and that's the intent.
My name is Gary Bottomley, and I also live on Berwyn Court. I've lived there approaching 20 years. The sign, if you're asking about the egress or ingress or whatever you want to call it to that property, there's a culvert right across the street from Georgia and my house, which is where you're telling us the sign could go. That wouldn't change anything. We'd be looking at it still. And there's another culvert off of Hickory Way. That's another egress point. There's 2. But somebody would have to look at it, like you say. I agree with them, though, they're eyesores, you know, in my mind. I did have some other concerns, though, in that same cul-de-sac. Years ago, I had Mr. Hartnett and Mr. Wilcox at the time out there. The stormwater infrastructure that's under the road there, going to the pond, draining the ditches into the pond, the culvert piping has lost its bottom. It's, Mr. Hartnett didn't think that was an issue. And we can actually see erosion starting now. The ground is caving in certain areas. I'm just saying it's something that it needs to be looked at. The ditch coming around from my property doesn't drain properly. It takes weeks. I mow that property. I'm the guy who's out there mowing all that.
What's degraded in the section of culvert?
Pardon me?
What's degraded in the section of
The
culvert?
bottom is gone. There is no bottom
The
in
bottom of
The
culvert?
the culvert piping that goes across Berwyn Court and around, there's different culverts in the ditch areas too. The bottoms are gone. I'm a 40-year-plus plumber. I know things about piping. In my mind, you're causing underground erosion. We've witnessed it caving in George's front yard. You can see the top of the culvert and it's eroding around it.
What's your address?
Is this
2019 Berwyn
Berwyn
Court.
Court? I got it written down there.
But it's something that's gotta be put on the docket to be fixed
Well, no,
in the future.
we have a regular inspection of culverts. We're replacing them in a lot of the areas of the village. Wherever we do the roads, we inspect all the culverts. If the culverts are bad, when we do the road program, if they're on the list for that year, we go through and inspect the culverts
Yeah.
and do them. So, if Tim has looked at it, we'll have, how many years ago was that Tim looked at it?
Maybe 5. It was when Dave Wilcox was still
Yeah.
involved in public works here.
Okay.
I had him out there and they
Tim's
told,
not here tonight, he couldn't make it, and he called, and I
Yeah.
didn't think it was important that he be here.
his
I
answer,
know you were all
his answer
coming, I
though
would've-
was, water flows through a grassy ditch, it's the same thing whether it's going underground or not. That's not true in my mind, because if it doesn't have the grass to flow on, it's gonna erode the dirt with it. You're gonna see that whole street cave in one day because of the erosion of the culvert going underneath that's rotted away.
We'll have him look at it.
Yeah,
So,
I had a third thing, which is where the 2 culverts go under Hickory Way and drain the pond. I would like the village to maintain that on a weekly basis, at least come by and look at it, 'cause I'm the guy who's pulling the dam out of there from the sticks that come down, and the beaver in the pond trying to build the dam. It shouldn't be my deal, you know? I'm constantly over there.
Have you ever mentioned it before?
I mentioned it, Dave Wilcox knew what I was doing years ago.
Okay.
And I would call him periodically when I got,
Well, Dave's been gone about 5 years, so
Yeah.
we'll
Where's
check
that
with
at?
Hickory Way.
same, the 2 culverts that drain the pond to the east. They go under Hickory Way. You got a beaver in the pond, he likes to put sticks down there. They raise the water table, which makes my sump pump run. See what I'm saying? We're so close to that pond level, there's no house there that's on a full basement. We're all on crawl spaces. So you're causing my sump pump to run constantly and all that other stuff, so.
Okay.
That's all I had, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Yep.
thank you.
We'll have him look at it, for sure.
I'll be out with Davey earlier this week, or later this week.
Yep, that's fine. Okay. We have a motion on the omnibus agenda.
So moved.
Motion by trustee Curry, seconded by trustee Hagan. Discussion on the motion. Discussion on the motion. With there being none, trustee McAvoy.
Aye.
Trustee Curry.
Aye.
Trustee Hagan.
Aye.
And trustee Clemstein.
Aye.
Motion carried. You were on the omnibus, Jason, so is there anything you want to address? Okay. President's report, only thing I'm going to ask, is everybody going to be here for the parade? Okay, Sunday, line-up's at 11 o'clock, is that right, Chief?
That is correct.
Okay.
We doing T-Birds again?
We're doing T-Birds again, yes. The T-Bird people like us, so we're doing T-Birds. Yeah, we're going to go in closed session, so. Or do you want to litigation?
5 minutes?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, please.
Okay. Can I entertain a motion to go into closed session to discuss litigation affecting the village?
So move it.
Motion by trustee McAvoy, seconded by trustee Curry. On the roll, trustee McAvoy.
Aye.
Trustee Curry.
Aye.
Trustee Hagan.
Aye.
Trustee Clemson.
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you for coming. We're always glad to see people. And we'll see what we can do.